Welcome to the last Vini Curiosity case of 2023. This is the preview. And just so that you know, Vini Curiosity members, the cases will be delivered on the 24th and the 25th. The virtual tasting will be on the 26th. I'll tell you all about the wines in a minute. But just for the dates for the diary, this month is also a Piemonte case month. And the Piemonte case this quarter has got 9 bottles in, so it's brilliant tasting. It's got 9 bottles. 8 bottles of Nebbiolo, shock horror, and the 9th bottle, just to open up, is a lovely little Grignolino from Oreste Buzio. I'll put up the video for the Piemonte case later. And Conspirators case is week 4. If you want a Conspirators case or a Conspirators tasting, fantastic. If you do, well, just go online, type in Conspirators and everything will appear. Vini Curiosity, if you haven't got the small bottle case and you want it, or the small bottle home tasting kit and you want it, just go online. It's there. If you're a wine club member, it's got a special price. If you subscribe to it all the time, it has an even more special price. And we've got a few more cases. So if you're interested in becoming a Vini Curiosity member, please do get in touch or just go online and buy it. It's really easy. Okay, last thing is the tasting, which is on the 8th of November. So we've got the Piemonte tasting on the 8th of November. We're currently sitting on 6 visiting wine producers. Hurrah! They're all really good. So we've got, they're all Piemontese, except sadly, Carema and Doness are probably going to be picking grapes. Certainly their juice will be fermenting about then. And we've got Iandolo from Francesco Iandolo, and he's lovely. He's coming with his missus, who's also lovely, and they do Timorasso and Nizza. We've got Andrea coming from Villagiata, hopefully showing some Dossio as well. We've got Giordano, he's the old one because he's coming from the Veneto. And he'll be showing the Caramaners and new Proseccos, all sorts of stuff, so that'll be fun. And who else coming? Favreau's coming with his Herbluches. It's going to be a brilliant tasting. And if you're a wine club member, these tastings are free. But do book your place. You haven't automatically got it. You've automatically got a place as long as you book, but it's free. We would like you to book your place because it's a bit more limited. We're underneath at St John Smith Square, and the ceilings look like this, and they've got pillars in them, and the pillars mean the area is a little bit smaller, and we need to limit the space. So we're doing it in 2 sittings this time. Choose which sitting you want, book your places. It's free for you. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about the wines now. So the first wine is Roberto Picek's Anthea, or Athena, and this is named after his daughter, who's extremely talented girl. And the Athena is Friulano, and it's fermented in oak tinny, and it's wild yeast ferment. It's real hands-off, crazy winemaking. It's not really, it's got a bit of control, but really rich, powerful, fantastic wine. And I've never bought this wine before. It's the first time I bought it. I get very excited about the Elka every year, but I've had to curtail my excitement since there won't be any in 2018. It just, another vintage where things, just the weather didn't quite behave as it should have done. But this is 2019. It's an epic vintage. I mean, this is one of maybe the greatest Athena I've tasted. I couldn't leave it behind. It's absolutely fantastic. And this gives you a very good idea of what the Collier is all about. Sort of that ponca, that the soils, the richness, the culture. It's all wrapped into this wine. It's fantastic. And the second wine too, I totally adore as well. And this is from Colognole. And Cesare's been making, okay, he used to make, some of you might remember this from years ago, that made a Chardonnay called Sinopier. Still does make it, but it's made from the younger vines. But I remember tasting the Sinopier and thinking, this is staggeringly good wine. Too good, really. And he said, yeah, one day it won't be a cheap wine. And I was thinking, I'm looking forward to that, because actually we found it quite hard to sell the Sinopier. But this one, the Oltre Poggio, this is, I think, the second vintage. And again, 2019 is a great, great vintage. So it's Chardonnay grown at high altitude in Tuscany, with the most immaculate balance of oak. It's Burgundy is a strong word to use. It's not Burgundian, but it is a Tuscan. It's a very great Tuscan Chardonnay. It's lovely wine. Really looking forward to the feedback on that wine. Then we get into the reds, and the first one's from Giordano, and this is Carmenere. Now, Carmenere from the Veneto. It's in the Colli Euganei. This is this region where the wine is made. It's the exact place, Villa Capitalista and La Montecchia, and it's in Salvesano Dentro, which is just south of Padova. And it's the last hill, it's a small hill, forced out of the ground by volcanic activity of the Colli Euganei, which is a group of hills which were all forced up by volcanoes. And it's fascinating. The terroir there is great. But this part of Italy was all French grape types. So it's Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Carmenere, Cabernet Franc. And in the past, you could call Cabernet Franc and Carmenere Cabernet Franc, because Carmenere didn't exist officially. It did, of course, in reality. Now, there's a EGT. There isn't a DOC for Carmenere, but there is an EGT. And this wine's been in this estate. I remember it was replanted in 2003. And it's Massel selections. These are very, very old vines. They've been in the family for a long, long time. The wine is absolutely astonishing. So 2020, maybe it's going to you a little bit young, but there was a problem with the corks in 19, and I had to fill my boots with 20, and I'm pretty sure it's worth doing. But if there's one bottle to lay down for a bit, this is probably it, strangely. Anyway, you're going to love it. The next one is Vicentini's Valpolicella. We bought Vicentini's wine for a long time now. Proper little family business. And the Bacco is half dried grapes, half fresh grapes, all together, grown on volcanic soils at altitude. And this is my kind of formula. It really works. And I'm not a great fan of the full appassimento wine. This is just a bit more restrained. I am going to buy a few more of the Valpolicellas or Amarones in that style, because I know that my taste isn't everybody's taste. But in this case, there's a lovely, lovely richness to it. Such balance, there's minerality, there's salt, there's lovely deep fruit. It's an extraordinary wine. Yeah, you're going to love it. And then the last two reds are both from the same producer. So the last two are both from Cordero. Gabriele Cordero, who is a young man, making 20,000 bottles. So far, the story sounds quite conventional, brand new for us. We tasted the wines first at Alta Langhe, or what do they call them? They call them Grandi Langhe tasting in Torino, and they just stood out for me. The Nebbiolo stood out so much, just I fell in love with it immediately. It's just superb, and that's the last wine we're tasting this time. And I've duplicated into the Piemonte case. I've never done that before, but I just don't want anyone to miss this wine. He only made 900 bottles. We bought a fair chunk of them, bought 10% of his production. You know, so this is for me, this is an astonishing wine. I mean, it really is. Super, super excited, because the Ruero region is, okay, so you've got Ruero there, Barolo there, Barbaresco there. They're all very, very close together. And this is youngish vines. I didn't really expect this kind of quality from such young vines. It's brilliant. It's worth coming to tasting just for this. The other wine, because this is where the story slightly dissipates. So it's gone from being young man making 20,000 bottles. Let's broaden that story out a bit. Young man with a sister who works for her father, and her father is consultant winemaker who makes wine for, or is the consultant winemaker for over 75% of the producers in the Langhe, apparently. And his daughter, who is called, I always forget her name, that's it, Serena. Serena invented the Hica, and that's the Barbera that we're doing. So we're doing a Barbera called Hica and the Ruero Reserva, which is the red wine. We'll come to the Anise later, which is a staggering wine too. So I bought three wines, the Anise, the Barbera, and the Nebbiolo. But this is a really different take on Barbera. It's a berry which I don't usually get quite so excited about, but it's just so complex. There's so much going on. It's slightly wild. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see if everyone loves it. I think they probably will. It is quite superb. So we've got the new wines from Cordera. It's a really interesting case, this one. We've got a brand new producer. Well, actually, we've got one brand new producer. We've got, only one brand new producer. But we haven't bought Colonel's wine before. The Anther, that's a brand new wine. The Carema you've had years and years and years ago, Becca's brand new as well. So actually lots and lots of new wines in this case. It's a really fascinating one. I hope you enjoy it colossally. If you want the small bottle tasting again and you haven't got it, then please go online and buy it. And please remember to log in if you're a wine club member. Otherwise, you can't get a free entry to the tasting system. Doesn't know that you're a member, and also it won't give you the discount. So please log in and get the small bottle tasting if you're not part of it. And I'll see you, when did I say I was doing it? I said I was doing it on the 26th of this month. I'm in Biella at the moment, but we'll be back at the weekend, and have a great weekend. See you soon. Bye.